Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is approximation and estimation part 9. Okay, and the subtopic under this part is multiplication and division of the decimals. Okay, for the first one, which is multiplication. Okay, so multiplication, there are two things we need to note. Let's assume, okay, you saw it in a JAMB question, or you don't have a calculator with you, okay, or even if you have a calculator with you and you are asked to do the same. So what do you need to do without using calculator? You multiply the usual way, which is the first step. Okay, the first step is to multiply the usual way. Okay, while the second step is just to count the number of decimal place in the question. Count the number of decimal place in the question to put your point in the answer. Okay, so and I've given an example here, which is example 1. Okay, example 1, multiply 2.35 and 1.5. Let's assume we do not have calculator. Okay, so what do we do? First step, multiply the usual way. So what's the usual way here? We have 2, 3, 5. Okay, you have 2, 3, 5. So when you have your 2, 3, 5, so what do you do? So the first thing you need to do is that multiply the usual way, which is times 15. Okay, so we're having our solution here. Our solution. Okay, so what are we trying to do here? We're trying to multiply the usual way. First step. Okay, multiply the usual way. So what do we need then? This is what 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25. You carry 2. Okay, so 5 times 3, 15, plus 2, 17. So you write your 7. You carry 1. Okay, 5 times 2, 10. Okay, plus the 1 you carry, that is what? 11. Okay, you carry 1 and that 1 will be here. Okay, so then 1 times 5 is what? 5. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. So that is the manual multiplication of numbers. Okay, 235 times 15. Okay, so we're not considering the point in this time because step 1 says, okay, multiply the usual way. 235 times 15 without using calculator. 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 3, 15, plus the 2 you carry, 7, 17. Okay, so carry 1. 5 times 2, 10, plus the 1, 11. Carry 1, then drop the remaining 1 at the back. Okay, then 1 times 5, 1 times 3, like that. So what you now do is that you now add together to be able to get the answer for the manual multiplication. So now from here now, it means that I can now add here, that's 5, 7 plus 5, that's what? 12. Carry 1, 2, 5, then you have 3. So now step 2, this is step 1 now. Okay, this is step 1 above. Okay, so which is this one here. Multiply the usual way. Step 1. Okay, now the next thing we now need to do is count the number of decimal place in the question. Let's go to the question again. Okay, from the question we can see that we can count the number of decimal place. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, from 2.35 is 2 decimal place, 1, 2. From 1.5 is only 1 decimal place, that is 2 plus 1, that is 3. 1, 2, 3. So what you just need to do, come to the question, 1, 2, 3, and put your point. So that is how to multiply decimal questions, okay, without using calculator. So if you press a calculator, at the end of the day, you will be getting the answer of what? 3.525 as the answer. So it's as simple as that. Okay, so we don't want to dwell, I don't want to dwell too much on this. Okay, so that I just have to introduce it so that you can see that it's easy for you to do your multiplication. So don't be scared if the figures are maybe 4 figures or 5 figures or 3 figures. So like this one now, this is 3 figure, yeah, this is 2 figures. Okay, just do your usual multiplication. So if you're permitted to use a calculator, you can use your calculator, but without using calculator, I can get the value of this, and that is what I've shown here. So that is a brief example on multiplication of what? Multiplication of decimals, which is very simple. So the next one we'll just do here is just to quickly go to um, you know, division of decimal, which is also simple. Okay, so division of decimal, division of decimal. So let me just quickly clean up this one. Division of decimal. So from here now, I can just say division, division. So for division, all you just need to do is just to um, you know, you convert to fraction. Okay, if you want to do your decimal, division of decimal, it's very simple. So what you just need to do, convert to fraction. Then when you convert to fraction, you can do your multiplication manually. Okay, let me just assume we have this question. Let me just assume we have this question on the division right now. Assuming we have this question, um, let's say we have divide, divide, uh, let's still use the same thing, divide 3.25, divide 3.25 by 1.5. Okay, let's assume we have the same question, divide 3.25 by 1.5 without using calculator. Okay, so it's very simple. All you just need to do, convert to fraction. I've mentioned this over and over. That is why we are not dwelling too much on this part. Okay, because it's like changing and pure water. Okay, so if we have your, let's have a solution here. So 3.25 is the same thing as saying 325 over 100. Okay, so it's the same thing. That is, after the point, you have two numbers. Okay, that will represent the number of 0. We're going to write at the denominator. I've mentioned in some of my parts. Okay, so it's very simple. You take the points 2 times 1, 2 to make a whole number. Take the points 2 times 1, 2, like this. So this point is moving 2 times. Okay, so 325 divided by 100. So if you press your calculator, you will still get the same thing. So the same thing applies to 1.5 is also equals to what? 15 all over what? 10. Okay, so you are moving your points, you are moving this point 1 time. So this one you are moving it 2 times. That is why you have 100. So 1.5 equals 15 over 10 because you're moving the points 1 time to the right. You're having to have a whole number. You're having 15 over 10. So therefore, we can now say divide 3.25. So therefore, I can now say 325 over 100, okay, divided by 15 over what? Over 10. It's as simple as that. So I'm just using this one as an illustration. You can have, more of that. All you just need to do, find a number that will divide each other. So now I've told you anything on the right hand side is the owner of the sign. The owner of this sign here is what? 15 over 10. So I can as well say 325 over 100 times what? 10 over what? 15. Don't forget, if you want to change division to multiplication, numerator will go up. Okay, this numerator will go, this denominator will go up, then numerator will what? Will come down. So that is, denominator will become numerator and numerator will become denominator if you want to change it to multiplication. So from here, you can now cancel out. Okay, 0 can cancel 0 here. Okay, so it means that I can have 5 go here, 5 here, 3, 5 in 36, in 25, that's what? 5. Okay, so 6 times 5 is 30. 6 and 5 in 25, that's what? 5 times 5 is what? 25. Okay, so that is that. So you can now look at it again and see which thing, what can go again. 5 can still go. I have 5 here, 2. Okay, 5 here, 1. 5 here, what? 3. Okay, so it means 5 can go in 65 in 13 places and 5 in 10. So at the end of the day, after doing the division, I arrive at 13 divided by what? 6. That's 3 times 2 is 6. It's very simple. 3 times 2 is what? Is 6. So at the end of the day, what am I getting? I can now say, therefore, I can now say, therefore, 16 can go in 13, 2 places, 2 points. It will remain 1. Okay, 6 in 10, that is what? 1. It will remain 4. Okay, 6 times 6, that is 6. Okay, so what am I trying to do? 6 in 13, that is 2. 6 cannot go in 1. Okay, you put points. Okay, 6 in 10 is 1. It will remain 4. Okay, then 6 cannot go in 4. We had 0 to 4, which is 40. So 6 times 6, 36. Okay, so this one will give you, continue to give you 6, 6, 6. Like that in your calculator. So that is an example of division. Okay, continue to follow us on our social media. Okay, on our Instagram, on our TikTok, on our Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Cheers.